How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? 700 pounds. Hey, Mr. School Counselor. Welcome home, everyone. And to my new viewers and subscribers, you already know this place is for you as well. Before we get into this week, yes, as you can see, change has occurred. The hair is now in a little process. I didn't want to cut it, so I figured, let me try something different. Let's see how long I can go with it. And so far, so good. This week, we have got one of the biggest, and when I say biggest questions, concerns, stigmas that we're going to be talking and addressing, and that is community college. Yes, most likely in your state, actually every state should have a community college. That is something I'm going to be looking up soon. But community colleges, the pros, the cons, and what people out there are saying about community colleges. Because let's face it, not everyone is ready to attend a 4-year college or university. Not everyone wants to go to college. Not everyone is prepared academically to go to a 4-year college as well. So we'll be talking about all these different factors. So sit back, relax, and before we get to start the show, make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're liking, hit the little button, the little notification ring, so that you can get all the information and share with someone that does not know about Mr. School Counselor. With that being said, welcome to the Mr. School Counselor Show. Alright, so we're here. As you can see, it's dark behind me. I'm doing this in front of lights. And I reached out to some community colleges to give me some information, but when you're a small fish in a big pond, no one responds to Mr. School Counselor yet. So Mr. School Counselor does the research, talks to the audience, and says, who cares? Because I'm going to make sure you guys get this information, whether it's from assistance or not. So this is what I've got. Community colleges. And let me touch. Back when I first started doing videos, if you go and search, I spoke about my experience from high school to college with my mother as well. When I graduated high school, yes, I did start at a community college, and let me say it was way cheaper than graduating, or excuse me, than entering a 4-year university or college off Jump Street. The one thing though that I have a problem, and it still goes on to this day, and it's probably been going on for who knows how long, is when students talk to each other and say, hey, where are you going to school? I'm going to a 4-year school. I'm going to XYZ University. Where are you going? Yeah, I'm going to such and such community college. 13th grade. 13th grade? I mean, if that's the case, then 13th grade is for everybody. But there's this stigma behind 13th grade and, you don't amount to someone else. That's not true. Because everybody's got their own story. We live in a world, and as you can see, we've got a lot of young entrepreneurs, a lot of kids going into trade schools, a lot of kids going into 4-year schools, and then there's also community colleges and also the service. So don't beat yourself up. Your story is your story. So we're here today to talk about if you decide to go the community college route, maybe it's your only option. Maybe it's an option where you're like, I don't know my major yet, so let me consider community college. Or maybe it's just an option where it's like, you know what, let me save the most amount of money, or I'm helping at home, and this might fit just right in. Let's start with this. Flexibility. Flexibility with community colleges opens so many doors in the sense of you can work, you can still live home. So if you're one to provide for your family, if you are one that needs to stay home, you have this option with community college. You're not going to be dormant. Chances are you won't be driving far. So the flexibility of you coming home is awesome. Or to your apartment, or if you're staying with loved ones, that's awesome. Number 2, we all have heard this before, or I shouldn't say we all, most of us have heard this before. Community college is a fraction of the cost of a 4-year school or university. let's keep it real. Business is booming in colleges and universities. If there's anyone making money when everyone else is hurting, it's colleges and universities. I gotta keep it real. You find me a tuition that's gone down, and I will take that. I'll take what I just said right back. But that's not the case. I always see that tuition's going up every year. So, the cost of college, the cost of attending, or the cost of receiving college level coursework at a fraction of a cost. That's what community college has to offer. 3, general coursework. The same general courses that you're going to be taking at a 4-year school are the same general courses you're going to be taking at a community college. So there goes the fraction of the cost as well, if that's something that you're actually totally into. Small classes. Again, community colleges, because they're on the smaller side of the spectrum, they tend to have smaller class sizes. If this is for you again, then this might be a beneficial piece. Attending a school with small class sizes. Qualified professors. I'll repeat, professors. Whether it's adjunct professors, tenure professors. Let's share this one thing. There are professors out there that teach at a community college, and then they also teach at a 4-year college or university. May the curriculum be a little different? Possibly, depending on what they're teaching. But the same professors that you see at a college, at a 4-year college, are the same professors that you just might see at a 2-year college. So when you hear people saying, oh, I have the best professors, don't get it twisted. They might just be at a community college as well, and you have no idea about that. So when you're talking to people and they're telling you that, oh, professors are more prestigious or better at a 4-year college, listen, it all depends where you go. It all depends on profession, but just don't knock the idea. Now, I gotta keep it real. There are some things that you may not receive in a community college that you would receive in a 4-year college or university. And my number one is the experience, the college life experience. People go away, people dorm, people have fun, people show pride to be part of their college, part of their university that they decided to choose, that chose them. That's something you rarely see at a community college. Do you see some type of involvement? Yes, but unfortunately there's that lack of participation in community colleges. Now, I'm not speaking on all community colleges. I'm speaking more on a general sense. Another thing, the lack of involvement. When people go to community college, and it's not their fault, you go to take your classes and you go home. You go to take your classes and you go to work. So you may not have the time to participate, to be involved. That's not fair to the student. So we can't say, oh, they just don't care. No. Possibly they could care, but you got other things you're worrying about. So those are two big differences. And last but not least, there are researchers out there, and I will post the references, that share that lighter workload tends to happen in community colleges over 4-year colleges or universities. Something to consider, something to think about as well. But remember, if you decide that you're not ready, why spend all that money? Why spend all that time to get into a 4-year college or university that's expensive if you're not getting scholarships? Because remember, if you're getting scholarships, then sky's the limit. You go where you gotta go. But if you're gonna have to take out loans, if you're gonna have to pay out of pocket, that's a lot of money. It really is a lot of money. And it's something to strongly consider. I'm not here telling you that go the community college route and forget about 4-year colleges. Absolutely not. But if you have to pay all that money, it strongly is something to consider, because you will be taking the same general courses when you first start, whether it's in a community college or if it's at a 4-year college or university. All right, students, parents, we've spoken about it. This is the small abbreviated version of community college, the pros and the cons. Hopefully you liked it. Let's talk about it. Let's bring this up, because I know this is a big topic of discussion. The more awareness we bring to this, the easier it is for students when it comes to the application deadline process. And also, while I'm doing this video, it is the month of September. So kids are filing for applications, scholarships, SATs, ACTs. They're doing it all. So this is just one more piece that they could use, or I should say one more tool that they could use in their tool belt to get to the college of their dreams. With that being said, I want to say thank you. You guys have been great. I appreciate all the love and support, and we'll see you next week.